Hey everybody, welcome to another podcast from the OtaKrew, except this time we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to have what we call an anime Royale, where we bring up one topic and everybody debates it. We're going to do 5 of these topics. The person with the most points at the end is declared the winner. I'm going to be your mediator here, Shintao Genesis, aka Gabriel. Also with us is Mr. JC Green.
Hell yeah, I'm ready to fucking box the shit out of you guys.
Corey, aka Mr. Reckless Penguin.
Yo.
And Panda Supreme.
I'm gonna lose.
Remember this whole intro? This whole intro was going on. I was like, yeah, I'm pumped. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then freaking Panda's like, I'm gonna lose.
All right. Okay, guys. So each of these topics is going to be 5 minutes. You're each going to get to say your piece, and then you're going to get to counter each other's pieces. We're only going to have 5 minutes per topic because we're kind of on a tight schedule here. There's 5 topics. Let's begin. All right. First off, what is the biggest letdown of 2014? Let's start with JC.
Alright, hands down, it is Tokyo Ghoul. Main reason. Yeah, you know what? You had so much disappointments this entire year. By far. Tokyo Ghoul by far is the biggest disappointment. Just how much it presented itself with its PV and its trailers. Every trailer, every PV it showed you, literally just fangasmed every person. And it was the most talked one of 2014 as far as the summer goes. You know, as far as its premise, as far as it was telling its story and how it wanted you to really be invested in it, it really got everyone's attention. It got my attention. And you know what? Besides reading the manga and, you know, exploring more of it, it became one of the most biggest letdowns by far for me, for sure. Main reason being characters completely terrible. Throughout the entire beginning, you lose the sense of tone completely. It becomes just a generic vampire movie, and nothing changes whatsoever. Throughout, the only thing I give it as far as animation and sound, just because it's decent enough to actually get my attention. Other than that, the growth, the progression, the as far as pacing goes, it's all abysmal, and it just destroys what actual great source material this actual anime has as far as the manga source. It is the biggest letdown by far of 2014 for me.
Good argument. Panda, you're
Your
up.
pronunciations are wonderful. Anyways, my letdown would have to be Our Horror Ride. And this is like the freaking biggest letdown for romance, freaking slice of life, whatever you want to say it is, because it's worse than freaking Comic Got Kill in terms of freaking a Comic Got Kill is all about freaking like a letdown on like the action and like shown and stuff, whatever the freak it is, and then like a horror ride's like even worse because one thing is everybody hops up this show. Everybody's just like, oh, it's a 9 out of 10. It's not. It's like no, it's not. Like you got freaking Futaba freaking going, oh yeah, just like making jokes all the time on the show, and she never progresses at all except like the first 2 episodes, and after that just like no, we ain't gonna take any of that anymore. And then Ko, the main character, he's just like, oh yeah, like he actually was good. He was the only good thing about that show. And then they had this freaking cat. I don't even know what that was about, but they had a cat in that show. Didn't make any sense. The freaking side characters, they had no business being in there. The only thing they did was like, hey, I got a problem. And then they're just like, oh, what is it? It's like, I'm not gonna tell you. It's just like, what? Why ain't you gonna tell me?
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
stupid.
Corey?
Holy hot damn! I don't think I can compete with that. Well, Zenkyo no Terror is my biggest letdown this year because, well, it had the most potential. You have Watanabe behind it. You also have Mappa. You have Yoko Kanno doing the composition. How could this go wrong? Well, it went wrong. Basically, the lack of character development by a lot of the characters, the amount of useless characters in this whole entire plot, the obsoleteness in the beginning kind of killed it. Everything that could have went right with this anime went wrong, in my opinion, and I'm just going to keep it concise like that.
Okay. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to have counter arguments. So, does anybody want to counter JC's pick? Do they want to defend Tokyo Ghoul as to why it wasn't the biggest letdown?
Okay. Okay, I'm ready. I feel like I can squeeze something out of these bones.
All right.
Okay, Tokyo Ghoul.
Right.
Okay, as you can see, Tokyo Ghoul's shit. I'm not gonna deny it. It's we have lack of character development, tons of characters that just come in, makes no sense. Now what I want to say about a horror ride is they introduce characters. You want to like these characters. They go, oh shit. Oh, okay. We're gonna give you some like development here. We're gonna be like, hey. I know your problems. You want to fix your problems? You want to do something about it in the show? Oh, fuck no. You don't want to do anything about that in the show. It's just like, Tokyo Ghoul, on the other hand, is just like, hey, do you have problems? Oh, I don't know if you have problems because we're not going to mention any. So our horror ride's worse because they just go, we're gonna say the problems. We're not gonna do anything. So we keep you hanging. We keep you wanting more. We keep you wanting. They're just like, hey, we might be able to squeeze out a season 2 out of this. And Tokyo Ghoul's just like, oh, we know we're gonna have a season 2. Cause you know why? Cause we got hype.
That sounds to me like you're defending Tokyo Ghoul as being the worst. You're saying that it has hype. You're saying that they aren't giving you anything to attach
Gabriel.
to. At least
Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
Just no.
I think what he's trying to do was trying to say, like, you know, Arahai is worse. Not Tokyo Ghoul, but Haru is worse. It's like,
that's not what I got out of it, though. I got that, like, at least with the Haru ride, they had some development. They had a little bit of backstory. It didn't lead anywhere, but they had it.
No.
Like,
No,
that's what I got out of it.
It
Okay,
gives
does
you more
anybody
hate.
want to defend
It's
Haru
like, it
ride?
makes you want to, like, turn into the Hulk and, like, bust out in your freaking spandex.
Fair enough.
wait, you like talk bad against Arahai, saying defending like why I feel Tokyo's worse, kind of a thing?
Yes.
I mean, I saw Arahai. I'll actually jump in this one. I saw Arahai. You know what? For what it was, you know, the shoujo romance, it gave me what I wanted, as far as what I can tell. A shoujo romance. What do you can expect from it? You can't. No. You can't expect much from it besides that. All right, you're gonna have an embarrassing girl. You're gonna have the love connection. You have that distant love, which they showcased. Yes, it wasn't much of a payoff, but imagine this: every time you get, for example, such as, oh, I don't know, Toga's fucking brother coming out of nowhere, and then you were like, oh my god, he's gonna be a big conflict. Guess what? They leave you on a cliffhanger, just like that, and and guess what? It distorts you because they leave on you with 3 different cliffhangers.
No.
By far making it
They
worse.
leave you with the cliffhangers that they introduced in episode 2.
1, not 3. 1.
Okay, guys, we're running low on time here. Anybody want to defend Zenkyo no Terror?
I didn't see it.
Okay, then I'm going to go straight to the judge round. And I'm going to give it to Zenkyo no Terror.
What?
Because Corey brought up the point
did.
that it had great direction, it had like superb direction, and it had superb audio, and all of these, you have these 2 people who are very well known, and it was very hyped for being that, and it was a huge letdown. Whereas Panda made almost a good case for Tokyo Ghoul. He almost got there. He almost got there by saying that it had, you know, these development issues and stuff like that. But, you know, that at least made you want to watch a second season, and they knew they were going to bankroll a second season. And then JC defended against Haru Ride, saying that that it had what he wanted. It had the romance, it had the love story, it had the things that he wanted. So those 2 things both had good arguments against them. Nobody could argue against Zenkyo no Terror.
Oh, well, I didn't know we could. I didn't
So
know we could
Zenkyo
switch.
Yes.
I just
Yes.
want to say,
That was the
core
trump
master.
card. Sadly, that was the trump card.
JC's wrong about it hard.
All right.
I don't listen to him,
All
people.
right, on to round
I
2.
had to, man.
Don't listen to him.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest surprise of 2014.
Who's first?
Well,
That is going to be Panda. Sorry.
Okay. I would have to pick the side characters, the 2 like friends that were younger in Shigatsu. They're the biggest surprises because honestly, I didn't expect like much development or any like good like I should like care about these characters at all when they come out and play the piano and stuff. But when they were doing it, like they like beforehand they had the whole development and the characters and like what they were like and how they felt about what they felt like towards like the main character and how they want to strive to be better and everything and how they feel like they're left in the dust, and it's just like, and then when they go out on the stage, like you get like the heartbeat going, like you know these characters are like doing their all in this thing, and you get just like, oh man, they're putting their heart in here, like, and I'm just like, damn, like I want some more of this, like. And then they keep going with it, like they just keep going. It went on for like 4 episodes. I was like, I don't think I can contain myself. Like I felt like I was gonna like burst out like freaking like I thought like freaking Superman was gonna fly in and catch me or something. Like I needed like someone to save me.
All right, Corey.
I think the biggest surprise out of 2014 was indeed the anime Selector Infected Whitcross, because it was advertised as a card anime, which is not so much seen by the anime community nowadays, because it's always Card Fight Vanguard and Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, and people aren't really into that nowadays. But then Selector Infected Whitcross comes along by JC Staff, and it focuses on the actual characters rather than the card game itself and their actual psyche. it shows like the psychological trauma the characters actually go through rather than advertising the cards, which is what most anime that have cards do, which is what I really like about the show. They also implement a lot of plot twists, and it's just something you wouldn't expect out of a card anime, which is the reason why it was my biggest surprise out of 2014.
Okay. I was almost going to say, yeah, you're just describing the anime. You're not describing why it was a surprise, but you brought it back at the end, so good job. JC?
For me, it would have to be Barakamon. Mainly, the reason being, I never expected nothing from Barakamon. It just seemed like a generic slice of life that all of what I've seen thus far was. Sadly, when I entered this, it actually involved it more of an artistic process as far as when I went into it. It showed great funny scenes as far as with the interactions between the two main characters, the little kid and the adult, which really, it really inspired me to really get connected, surprisingly. And it's just the whole story of how it's presented as far as you have the main character who actually decides to punch his boss in the face, has very terrible anger issues, in the sense after that he gets kicked to his own island from his own father and mother, where he has to develop and just learn to relax and work on his artistic works that he does, his like calligraphy that he does. And I'm surprised just how the interactions really touched me the most on how much they grew, just because you have the little girl who has a terrible past and she has no one available besides her neighbors, and she grows really a great deep connection with the main character who really, you know, in spite of it all, it grew to me so much as a surprise because the interaction was probably the strongest I could ever see as far as an anime goes, with two fantastic characters, with the funny moments and the special nice touch as far as a family connection. Very close to Usagi Drop, which is one of my most favorite slice of life as well.
Okay. Just from the descriptions, I'm letting you guys know right now, JC is in the lead. So, Panda, tell me why yours is more surprising.
No, I'm just going to say this right now. I don't think I should win this round. I think JC should.
Okay, Corey.
Oh my god.
Corey,
oh my god.
Why is yours more surprising? What's more surprising about Whitcross?
Well, what's more surprising about Whitcross is that it's from a genre which you wouldn't expect it to actually be good. Slice of life has been there, and it's always been there, and it's always had its ups and its downs. Whereas card anime, they're not always there, and people always dismiss them. And Whitcross just came out of left field. It just came with attitude, plot twists, everything you want out of a psychological anime. That's it.
I like that argument. All right, JC?
You know, as far as I can debate, as far as with, yes, slice of life has been done. You know, card anime hasn't been done. But the one thing that really drove me, as far as just a slice of life in general as Barakamon is, compared to the opposite genre that Whitcross provides, it's a strong thing. There may be a psychological delicacy as far as it showcases with its mental, you know, illness, as far as going deep into the deep minds of the players, which is very well done. Don't get me wrong. But I strongly feel as far as Surprise of 2014, as far as just the genre itself with the romance, as far as with the slice of life comedy aspect, that I feel like this whole series, this whole year has not accomplished. I still feel very strongly as far as the interactions that was provided very deeply in Barakamon, as far as the deep storylines, as far as interaction and telling the actual background story of the own characters. I honestly feel like the characters itself was more deeper in, and they actually showcased more of a backdrop story than in Selector Whitcross, which in no doubt isn't bad, but I feel like they showed more as far as with characters and how
the question isn't which has the better story, which is more involved. The question is which is more surprising. So why is it more surprising?
What I found with Barakamon being more surprising is that Whitcross may have showcased itself as far as a card anime and showing it as far deeper as it can go. But Barakamon showed more of a realization as far as with just realizing with its themes. Its great themes has taken it more to the steps how Mushishi does it. More of an atmospheric look as far as the themes goes with growing up, developing, and actually just growing as a person, and not being a fussy person who bitches about everything, but growing up as a person that actually lives through his life, can get through challenges, and actually develop as a person and go through challenges. It became a big surprise because of its themes and its atmospheric values that it provided, and its interaction between the two main characters, and how the main character actually became a different character toward the end. And that's why I feel it's a more of a bigger surprise than Selector Whitcross.
Okay. I'm going to call this one, and this was really, really close, clearly between Panda. Between Corey and JC, clearly. And I am edged towards Corey, because with Slice of Life, you have a certain expectation, this emotional expectation, this expectation of growth, and from what you've explained to me, nothing about that is surprising. That is it sounds like what you're going to get out of Slice of Life, whereas Whitcross can possibly have redefined a genre. It made people think of an entire genre, which is normally one way, a different way. It did what Madoka Magica did, and I have to give it to Witcross.
Okay, I go with you on that just because I feel like Gabe was turning me to the dark side, which is Corey. So.
Well, I actually.
Whoa, what?
Alright, it's okay, I'm
Surprisingly
black
with that,
too.
I had a strong feeling it was going to be the same thing. When he threw the trump card, is again trump card. It's just a very good word to use. That when he played Celeste Witcross, I was like, oh god.
This one's going to be a lot closer, guaranteed. Best main character of 2014 round 3 fight.
I want to go last. I want to go right after.
We're
I
going
want
to
to
go
go
with
right
Corey.
after JC.
Corey's going first, so you're going
Oh.
last.
So there weren't that many good characters out of 2014, but Favreau took the lead in the fall season of 2014 with Shingeki no Bahamut. The reason being, he had personality, which a lot of characters lacked this year. He had everything I wanted out of a main character. He had development from the beginning, from the end. At first, he was a liar, and he always lied about what he was doing and lied to the face of a demon on his main objective. And in the very end, he was just like, you know what? Everything I did in my whole entire life throughout the whole entire show, it was just completely just bad. I was just bad the whole entire time. And then he realized that he shouldn't lie anymore and stuff like that. But
So he was
Yep.
Jim Carrey's character in Liar Liar?
yeah, basically.
Okay, JC?
For me, it would have to be Izumi from Parasite. I believe he is by far probably, I would say, the best character of 2014. For main reason, as far as with the overtop shows that we've been showcasing this year, none of them as stand out. They all feel very generic, and they have never really showcased anything that marks them out as a good character. As far as Izumi, showing him as a normal teenager, which definitely is something that's very generic for most shows. But then him growing with Migi, for example, with the interactions that he grows with him as a character, he switches to a complete, absolutely just a normal sensitive kid to an actual switch. It literally switches turns like a 180 to a extreme badass who actually grows completely 5 inches taller for some fucking reason, and actually develops as
You get more.
he
Standing
does.
up straight.
Just goes straight out and literally becomes from just a normal kid, like literally like freaking Spider-Man, just goes from a naughty kid to like freaking
It was
literally
exactly.
badass.
Did you see the scenes? Spider-man scene.
You played the Spider-Man card.
He
I like
did,
it.
and that's a great example. That's all I can really say. He literally is Spider-Man.
Okay, Panda, you're up.
Okay, people. I just want to say, where would Izumi be without Migi? That's my main character. That's the best main character. Izumi would be nowhere without Migi in this whole thing. And even we get to see Migi's whole origin story. Because friggin' we see him straight from his birth. We see what he's like. He's a freaking intelligent fuck. I feel like he's just gonna crawl on my freaking asshole, and I don't know what I'm gonna do about it one day. He just will suddenly just come out, and he's just like, I know what to do. Okay, we gotta do this. We got like 20 guys over there. We got like freaking 10 guys over there. We gotta fight these guys. Freaking Izumi. We gotta do this. It's like I barely remember Izumi's name. He's not that cool. Migi. He has all the weapons. Even like I don't like honestly, like if you think about it, like Migi freaking saves Izumi so much. Like Migi's Superman. Migi is Superman. He saves Izumi like every freaking minute of the day. Izumi has powers from Migi. This is the whole thing. Like Migi is like Migi. Like this is some kryptonite stuff. I was gonna put that out again. No. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Now, Corey, why is your selection better than Parasite?
Because it's not.
JC,
Okay.
Izumi.
Okay,
Let's do this.
literally, I'll tell you this, Panda. First off, you didn't even know what Migi's name was before we even started this. You asked me what his name was.
Hey,
First
hey,
off.
hey, hey.
That's
That
the
has
first,
no
okay,
bearing.
Okay, I'll let this slide. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Shots fired, man.
That's not
Okay.
fair.
You just
Anyways,
continue.
okay,
Come on.
look. Yes, Migi may have the powers. He may have given it to Izumi just because he tried to take over his brain, which he failed. Just let you know, because Izumi woke up because he was wearing headphones. Regardless of that, I still believe Izumi is more of a character because he actually has personality. Migi, cold, heartless, has no feeling whatsoever to anyone. All the decisions that's been made as far as in recent episodes of Parasite, Izumi has been showing the calls. He's been talking with Migi about everything. Yes, in the beginning, Migi pretty much shocked Izumi. Had no idea what he had to do. He literally was controlling him. But then after that episode, 6, 7, when literally he got half of Migi's powers, he became, if not just as badass as Migi, and has just as much control as the character. So your argument is invalid as far as the recent episodes.
Okay.
To play devil's advocate just a little bit, I'm going to bring up something that Corey brought up and say, Hellsing, you have Alucard and you have Ceres. That's a very similar relationship. You have Alucard, the guy with the power, who basically is heartless, doesn't really give shit about people. Then you have Ceres, who gives a shit about people and gets the power from Alucard and ends up nearly as badass. Does that mean Alucard's not a better character than Ceres?
I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
Alright, Panda?
Right. Panda's never seen it. Well, you got anything with it, Panda? No?
Oh, okay.
Panda, you
now,
defending?
What I want to say here is, why...
Because this is against you, not me.
Now you say that Izumi took over, like, episode 6, 7, whatever. Before that, we had Migi doing everything. So basically, we got double dips. We got, like, Migi doing stuff in the beginning. Now we got Izumi doing stuff now. It's like we got two parallels. We got, like, Migi. So got Migi doing the exact same amount of work. And then we got Izumi doing the same amount of work in, like, the later half. So they're doing equal amounts. But the thing is, Migi is the origin of this all. If we didn't have Migi, then Izumi would be dead. Because the mom... Because the mom would have been turned into the freaking weird alien thing, and then came and killed Izumi, and then Migi wouldn't help him, and
I just want to make one little small rebuttal. With that, if you want to say that, that's fine. But when we're talking about the best main character of 2014, when you think of a character, you think of someone who's interesting. Migi is interesting.
Okay,
I think
I'm calling it. I'm calling it here. We're running long. Here's the thing: they're both the main character in this story. One would not exist without the other in this story. You both get a point.
Oh guys, I got a point. Oh my god!
All right, on to topic number 3. Best fight scene of 2014. Round 4. Fight.
I guess it's
We're starting with... Who are we starting with? Who did we start with last time? We're starting with JC?
Yeah.
Okay, JC?
My best fight scene of 2014 is going to be in Mahoka. I forgot what exact episode. That was around episode 1920 when he did...
You lose, Panda.
What?
No, sorry.
I was like, what? The time skip. Literally a snap of just his fingers destroys and destroyed all time, causing a rebuttal of literally an explosion, instant win. As far as through his strategy, as far as the main character played as against his main opponent, he outsmarted him, outtricked him, and then with the final, it was a head-on battle, literally straight on. No one was winning. It was back and forth, until the last moment he gained his full ability and did the time skip, which destroyed and disrupted the entire match. And instantly won. That is my best fight. Right. That surprised me as well in 2014.
Interesting. All right, Panda.
Okay, you can have all your cool time skips and snaps or whatever you want, but I think we got the best fight in terms of not just epicness, but also comedy. We have Joseph Joestar doing his fighting a big pimple monster on his arm. And I don't know what's better than Joseph Joestar running around town of like an Arabian town or whatever. It is like with a big pimple trying to kill him, and he's just going, "Oh no! Oh no!" And he just keeps doing it over and over. And then even when that's happening, he's like freaking finding things. He's like punching it. He's like rolling on the ground, punching his pimple monster or whatever. He's just like bam, bam, bam. And the pimple monster's just like, "Oh, I got a knife." And he's like, "Where'd they get that knife?" And he's just like, "Ow!" And he's like, "Oh no!" So yeah.
Corey.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh my god.
The best fight of 2014 has to be Gon versus Pedo in Hunter x Hunter 2011. And I'll tell you why. Basically, to lead up to this fight in just a few quick words. Pido killed Kite, which was one of his mentors, and Gon, being a naive brat, only cares about the people who are around him. So he only set out to kill the rest of the enemies like Pido because Kite is dead. So basically, in this scene, Gon loses all of his shit because he realizes that Kite is dead. And basically all of his ideals are thrown down the toilet, not caring about others who got killed, but only caring about the ones who is close to him. So basically, he overuses his Nen, which is magic in this universe. Overuses it to the point where he doesn't care anymore if he can't use the magic ever again, just as long as he has his revenge on Pido for killing his mentor. And then he turns Super Saiyan, kills Pido, but he's not done there yet. He keeps punching her face in because of the amount of emotion he had towards Kite and the amount of stress and anger he has at the moment realizing that Kite is gone from him. It keeps punching her until he basically gets incapacitated.
All right, JC, defense. Why is yours better than theirs?
I still feel like mine is actually I think mine's better, but it's very similar to Corey's in a very strong sense. Where actually there is a build up. There's a tense build up between two rivals. Again, back what I was trying to say. When you have the main character and his rival during this matchup, when he does the time skip, they actually have constant fights from the very beginning, as far as internal conflicts, as far as discussing and debating, as far as beating each other in different variety of games, because they're part of the school of magic and realism as far as their science goes. But as far as it goes, the reason why I feel like it's still the best fight, because it leads up to a great extent. Yes, you have a shock value for such as for Corey, and for Panda, you have
You got
whatever
a
the
Pimple
fuck that
Monster
was.
fight.
Whatever the fuck that was, you have that. But for this, you actually have a build up from the great beginning, because you already set out the rivals, you already know who they are, and you already get it build up as far as the back and forth conference. And this match lasts 2 episodes, by the way, back and forth. Okay. And when you get the extreme conflict, as far as it's not just an instant destruction. It's literally an entire build up from the great beginning till the end, and then that is what really finalizes and makes it again the best fight scene of 2014.
Panda, you're up.
All I gotta say is Joseph Joestar.
Come on, man. Give me something more.
Okay. Okay. So we all say that these characters have good build-up. You say that your two fights, they got good build-up going on. Now, I gotta say, Joseph's build-up with the Pimple Monster is pretty nice. God damn it, I can't do this.
Elaborate.
I'm gonna turn down your opinion. He was an episodic villain, therefore.
Shut up.
Oh.
Corey.
He was in the one before that. He was
All I gotta say is
that was the stake right there.
I didn't want to go into detail on this. Well, I'm gonna go on to quick detail.
Mm-hmm.
Pido basically lied to Gon, saying that she could revive Kite, which is his mentor, if she comes along with him. And this is throughout a whole 60 episode arc, okay? So he has this hope, he has this build, he has this hope that, oh my god, my mentor can be saved. Oh my god, she can totally just save him. And then he realizes that he's dead. And then that's when all of his hopes and ideals just get thrown out the window. And that's when he becomes Super Saiyan Gon.
It sounds like a great story, but why is it a better fight than JC's? Because I'm sorry, Panda, I wanted to root for you, man. But yeah,
Hey, I understand. I get you.
I get you. I get you, man.
All right, so why is your fight scene better than JC's?
Because Gon has been built up as a character throughout the whole entire story. Whereas I've seen I've seen 8 episodes of Mahoka, and from what I can tell, what's his name? Tatsuya?
I believe it's Tatsuya, yeah. I believe so.
Tatsuya is a bland character. No, I don't care how cool the fight scene looks, but if you have 2 bland characters fighting each other, it doesn't make a difference. There's no passion, there's no emotion to it. It's just them fighting. And I think that Gon versus Pido is better because there was that built-up emotion.
Okay, that's fair. JC?
I think let alone, I feel like when it comes to fight scenes, that's going to be very subjective. I think even if there were bland characters, that won't really counteract if it was an amazing fight or not. Or if it showed, for example, I like to use the wow factor. From that very moment, literally everything is literally explosion, rumbles everywhere through the entire arena, and it's literally dead silent for 10 seconds on how much of a big impact this exact scene did it. Not the whole fight in general, but the scene itself literally shocked my own personal critic opinion, and I think a majority of people's critic opinion. This is the reason why Sudi even makes it one of his favorite anime for some fucking reason. But this fight scene, yes, we both have build-up, we both have intensity, we both have beginning from the great beginning. But for what makes mine stand out is literally the sheer excitement and literally shock value it's this brought just for the characters in the anime alone, that as well as the audience.
Okay, I'm gonna have to call this. If it were the thing that I want to watch the most, it would be Panda. If it were the thing that honestly, if it were what sounds like the best storyline and something amazing that I would want to be a part of and want to experience, it would be Cory. But this was the best fight scene, and in terms of fighting, JC sold it.
What?
So JC wins that round.
Picked Cory.
Now, final round. Worst anime of 2014. Final round. Panda start us off.
Gosh.
Okay.
Go for it, Panda.
So, there's this show called Wolf Girl Black Prince. We all know it. Well, I do. I do. This is basically just the epitome of romance, shoujo, whatever you want to call it. We got freaking a girl who loves to be beat up and like called bad stuff and everything, and basically get like shat on by like this one guy, and she just keeps going back to him like nothing happens. She's like, oh my gosh, she's just so sweet, and I'm just like, how do you, what the, no, he just called you a bitch. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it's like you got like the girl, like it makes no sense, and then like the characters they introduce, they get like no development, like, and then like they even when they do introduce a good character, and they were introducing for an episode, and then the next episode they're just like, he's gone. Like, you don't even see him again. They're just like, like, what happened to that guy? Well, we don't talk about him anymore. He's gone. And it's just like, oh, okay. And then yeah, basically this show is just mean to women all over the place. You have you have the girl, every time the guy freaking goes like, hey, I'm just gonna go and like, hey, fuck you, give me a piece of give me a hot dog, give me a sandwich, and she's just like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet, and then they make her look like a dog in the show.
Okay.
And they even do it with another character.
What show is this?
Wolf Girl Black Prince.
It sounds like No Game No Life. But okay.
I know.
All right, Cory.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, the worst anime of the year is no surprise. It's a comedy got bullshit.
Okay.
It's a comedy got kill.
Okay. Why?
Basically, my reasonings are, as stated, the tone consistency of this anime is abysmal. Because at one moment you can have a really serious tone, like in the first episode, where his friends get killed right in front of him. And then the next moment he flows around in comedic fashion, which does not work. Only Hellsing and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood could maintain this comedic and serious type tone, which the Comedy Got Kill does not execute well. There are too many plot lines in this anime. There are stories about Kuromi's family, there's stories about everyone else's family, there's stories about Tatsumi, and they all get lost in a clusterfuck of other stories, and I just do not, and it does not do good storytelling. It's like having Skyrim, but only playing the side quests rather than the actual main story, and having a bunch of side quests show up.
Okay,
Then,
JC.
All right. Mine, as far as the worst anime of 2014, is definitely Sword Art Online Season 2. So Sword Art Online Season 2 follows the same plot as the original Sword Art Online series, but it loses something really important. Literally, for example, Sword Art Online, as it struggles for survival and its intensity and tries to show companions and friendship, there's none of that left. The only thing you have to offer is Sinon, but literally all you see is literally almost half the time you see her is nothing but her, pretty much her lady bits. Let's be honest here, people. All it does is showcase what people wanted, more of the story. That progresses no story, no payoff, nothing at all. You get a different game, but there's absolutely ridiculous characters who absolutely show no development whatsoever. As far as villains go, they're absolutely worthless, and they don't showcase what you actually want as far as an intensity of in-a-game danger. None of that's available. It doesn't have any of that. Literally, Log Horizon blows us out of the water, even Season 2 as well.
Panda, why is your show worse than theirs?
Well, this wouldn't be, Wolf Girl Black Prince wouldn't be as bad as it was if people didn't hype up this show to be like a 9. Now, the reason I say this is because we all know women in society should be more up there in the world. They should, be equal. They shouldn't be having to be pawned at by men and everything and be like, go get me a sandwich. Now, the reason I say that this is happening is because all these girls watch these shoujos and they say they're the best, but really all they're doing is brainwashing themselves to think that they should be freaking slapped around and everything by men, and it's a good decision.
Okay, well, but to me that's more of a commentary on shoujos in general.
It's with the show, because girls are going to be watching this show And they're gonna be like, "Oh, the show's good," and then it's just like, "No, it's not," because the girl's getting freaking beat up. Like, what are you doing? Like, why do you say this good? It's not good. Like,
But why is it worse than Sword Art Online?
now with Sword Art Online season 2, I don't think I could. No, I think okay, yeah, Sword Art Online 2 wins.
Okay.
You gotta defend it. If you start going in JC's corner, that's not a good sign for you.
Okay. Ignore my mom in the background, guys. Anyways, okay. No, I'm done.
Oh.
Corey, why is Akame worse than Sword Art?
Well, you see, the thing is, characters in this anime, because Sword Art Online 2 does not kill off his characters because their characters have no danger value whatsoever because they all have plot armor, and plus they're not in the game of Sword Art Online.
Okay.
In the Akame Got Killed, though, they kill off characters with no development, and that's completely fine, but they have to at least be interesting, which Akame Got Killed fails to do. They kill them off with no development, just for the sheer shock factor, or just as a plot device just to progress the plot further, which is something that in Sword Art Online, yes, there's literally no development, but some characters, I will admit, did interest me, like Xenon.
Okay. JC.
For me, literally, it goes down to this. Akame Got Killed, yes, overhyped. Mine, overhyped. Reason being, difference, yours is 24 episodes. Mine is 24 episodes plus another 24 episodes. That is 48 episodes of the same bullshit you're getting from the first season.
Oh, Sword Art Online 2?
Yeah. Sword Art Online, 24 episodes. Sword Art Online Season 2, 24 episodes.
Well, we're talking about 2014.
Fine.
Sword Art Online 2 is the only one that
Just the
counts.
sense of this. Literally, yours follows terrible trumps. Mine follows terrible trumps. Mine still has no character development whatsoever. As far as what the same bullshit it throws from its predecessor, it literally follows the same thing. You have an interesting premise in the first half, and they literally cut it in half and give you literally fairy tale lolly goodness. That's all they give you. And they give you literally characters that last for 3 episodes and never reveal them again. There's no payoff for this anime, and it just does nothing more than its predecessor back 2 years ago and gives you no payoff whatsoever.
Okay. So, here's what my decision is going to come down to. You two both made almost the exact same points. No development, no plot, none of this, none of that. The thing is, the only difference that I've heard from either one of you is JC saying that there's no fear of death, there's no repercussion. Corey saying that there's too much repercussion, there's too much fear of death. You don't connect to any of your characters because, you know, they're going to die. So, to me, I would have to think which one is worse. And I'm going to say they're both just as bad. Because neither one makes you care about the characters, neither one makes you give a shit. One of them goes too far one direction, one of them goes the other direction. So, for the second time today, we have a tie, and that leaves us with Panda with 1 point, JC and Corey with 3 points apiece, which means we go into one lightning round. I give you a topic, you say the first thing on top of your head, no explanations. Best anime of 2014, go.
Oh, gosh.
Whoever shoots first.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders.
Okay, JC?
Best this year, Parasite.
Okay, Parasite and JoJo.
JoJo.
I'm gonna go with JC. JC wins.
Oh.
I think Gabe set that up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he had that ready.
Yeah.
What?
No, I think you had it ready. Like, you just like lightning round, like you had it going. You knew, like you. Oh,
I knew. Okay, I knew after what Corey said. He defended Akame and he defended.
I know.
He
I
defended
just thought it was
fucking
funny
Sayo.
that you're just so quick to it.
I thought to myself, you know what? We might have to do a lightning round if JC can't convince me, and he didn't convince me.
Man.
Okay. So
I mean,
JC,
So JC, you win by 1 point in a final round.
Wow.
JoJo.
Wow.
All right. So next time we do this, we're gonna try to cut back on the tie rounds because I want you guys to make like better points, better decision making in what you're saying, because a lot of the time you guys said the same thing, and sometimes you even helped each
I
other
gotta say
out.
that okay. I gotta say that I actually had the best different arguments than anybody else.
crap.
Like, they were out there. They were out there. That's what I gotta say.
card?
They were
Is that it?
argued about a
honestly-
pimple.
exactly. They were
if
so
you would have been able to
different.
defend that pimple argument, you would have got that point.
With
That's the one I
all-
was most interested in.
But all you need is just proactive to beat it.
Oh,
All you really just needed to defend that
Oh.
point, and you probably would have won
oh
this.
my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to a close, everybody. Let us know what you think about this new little format thing that we're doing in the comments below, and check us all out with starting off with JC Green. Where can they find you?
Oh, at JC Green the Reviewer on YouTube, or you go follow me on Twitter at JC Green YT.
Panda?
You can find me on Facebook at Casey Vach. Just kidding. You can really find you can really find me on YouTube. It's like it's the Panda Supreme. You can type in the Panda channels on YouTube and you can find me there. You can message me, like, what's up, how's it going, when you have like a party, anything. I'm
all
down.
right, Corey.
You can find Mr. Reckless Penguin in Antarctica. I'm just kidding. You
Fantastic.
can find Mr. Reckless Penguin on YouTube at Mr. Reckless Penguin, or you can follow me on Twitter as Reckless Peggy.
All right, and I'm Shintao Genesis. You can find me youtube.com/Shintao Genesis or Twitter at Shintao Genesis. All right, guys, have a great New Year. Thank you for sticking with us through this entire thing, and we hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.
Later.